Welcome back to The Verdict. We decided to pick some random movies this week to talk about, so stick around. Hello everyone, my name is Hugh, and today I'm joined by my fabulous co-hosts, Alexis and Caleb. Thank you guys for being on the program. Starting off today, the movie that I have chosen, starting with the random Coen Brothers film. You may have heard of this one. It's called A Serious Man. It premiered in 2009. This movie stars Michael Stuhlbarg, Aaron Wolf, and Richard Kind. Let's watch that trailer.
Marital problems?
Honey, I think it's time that we start talking about a divorce.
Larry, we're gonna be fine.
Professional, you name it.
Larry, we've received a number of letters denigrating you and urging us not to grant you tenure.
I need help.
We're gonna be fine.
I've tried to be a serious man.
We're gonna be fine.
Tried to do right, be a member of the community.
We're gonna be fine.
Please, just tell him I need help. Please,
We're gonna be fine.
I need help.
We're gonna be fine. The rabbi is busy.
He didn't look busy.
He's thinking.
Well, guys, this is, I'll be honest right away, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I was happy to share this with the two of you. What did you guys think of it?
I'll let you go first.
I thought it was decent. It's definitely not going to be a go-to movie for me, but it was good enough to keep my attention.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I feel like it takes a lot out of you to watch it, because like there's not much action, you know. There's mainly dialogue is how this movie kind of like goes from like point to point, and then there's like some cutaway scenes that that people are talking over as well. And it's sort of an odd one. Like it starts off kind of with a misdirection immediately, you know, with that like opening scene of like way back in the day, the like Yiddish lore about I forget his name, is like the Minka or something like that. But yeah, it's like basically a vampire you invite into your house, and then he like takes his stuff, but then they stab him and then he leaves. And then you go right into like semi-modern day with like this town, and I don't know. I really like the aesthetic of this movie. I really like just the simple like barren neighborhood that they keep going into where that house is, and sort of just like how you meet the one neighbor to your right, and he clearly doesn't like him. You know, there clearly is a cultural difference there, to say the very least. And then they get eventually the other neighbor on the other side of the house, but and then those shots, the shot of him looking off of the roof when he's fixing like the antenna, and he looks down and he sees the woman bare-chested like laying down there on that thing. That reminds me of like a Pink Floyd album cover a little bit, you know, like something on the sleeve of like "Wish You Were Here" or something like that. But it just, that static shot is just, that always stands out to me. But yeah, this is it's a great movie. It's a lot of Coen Brothers movies, you know, but this one I feel like gets kind of overshadowed a little bit, you know, because they've done No Country for Old Men, classic movie. A lot of people have seen that. They've done
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That's a real good movie.
Yeah, they've done Raising Arizona. You know, so this one kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit, but there's some fantastic stuff in here, like Richard Kind. I love Richard Kind, and I think he's fantastic in this movie. He's just the uncle that just is there in the house for some reason. Always has some problem. He's working on this probability map of the universe. You know, it's like I really wish they would do a movie about that. Honestly, you know,
Very interesting character, to say the least.
Yeah. This movie feels like there's a lot of like different movies that could come out of it. You know, you could do a movie about Richard Kind and his probability map. You could do a movie about even like the end, spoiler alerts, about like the aftermath, maybe what happens after the tornado hits at the end of the movie, or even more about like the beginning scene there with way back in the day. There's so much little bits to this movie that I don't know. Somehow it's cohesive at the end. It kind of goes a lot of directions, a lot of surreal kind of natured stuff that happens. But yeah, it's a bit interesting. Yeah.
I think this movie's real good, and I like the message it has, where it's like struggling with your faith, because he's just a normal guy. He says he doesn't do anything, and just all these bad things have happened to him, and I'm like, man, that's so relatable. With like, you're just going through your day and suddenly bam, 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 just like some of the worst stuff you think could happen. And it's real good, like how to work with that and like who to go to. I feel like it's like a really good. And the Coen brothers, they always like, there's always like stuff you gotta search through for the story. You could take like face value.
Yeah.
And there's like stuff underneath it. I feel like it's the film does really good with that one.
Yeah. I think it kind of feels there's like a little biblical stuff here and there. I feel like the whole story, you could say, is a lot like Job from the Bible, right? It's the guy who's struggling with his beliefs. The devil makes a deal with God about like, hey, I bet I could mess with this guy. I bet I could turn him bad. And then God says, yeah, why not? And then they do that. But that sort of feels like this movie, because like you get to the end, you know, he writes down like in the book with the grades, changing the one kid's grade that may or may not have bribed him. And right then, the tornado kind of lands on the ground, right? So it's like immediate. It feels like almost in that way that like, oh yeah, there is a supernatural power here.
Consequences.
As soon as he gave in, suddenly that's like another thing of like things having like a domino effect, almost like the butterfly effect. It's just like the smallest things. Just suddenly there's a tornado. I was like, this is such an interesting idea with it.
Yeah, it's like the whole world's gonna fall apart, and he was completely delusional in thinking that his world was already falling apart, but then it's like it's about to get a lot worse. You know, you needed to keep the faith. I love the rabbi scenes in this movie. I love Howard Wolowitz as the first rabbi. I think he's fantastic. Look at the parking lot, Larry. Look at the parking lot. That scene cracks me up. It's like, yeah, they're trying to help him. You know, it sounds like nothing, but that's a lot of things. Like I feel like as someone who's gone through a lot of therapy, I feel like people like to go to therapy and they think like, oh, it's gonna, you know, or like confession or something, to use a more closer example, I guess, with this movie. But you go there, you think, oh, I'm going to get the answers, and the answers aren't necessarily what you want to hear most of the time. But like the second rabbi scene, that story with the Gentile with the carvings in his teeth, like, oh my!
I'm squeamish. I don't do teeth stuff. That was weird. Like, I was like, how do you do
It was
that?
impressive though, film-wise. Like, how did they figure out how to do that?
Yeah, like to put it onto like the dentures of the thing there. Yeah, it's so well carved too, and then the like camera shots, like the mirror going into the mouth to see it, to check it itself, like so many bits that like I think that like other movies like could learn from a little bit. You know, I'd like to see some of those shot choices in some other movies to like really kind of drive where a story needs to go. Like Tarantino does that a lot, you know, where he does like a random cut onto somewhere. It's like, oh, okay, this is what we need to be paying attention to, you know?
Yeah.
So fantastic movie. Where do I rank? I don't know how to rate this movie necessarily. Like, I can't give it a 10, you know?
Why not?
Because like,
It's your favorite movie.
it's up there. It's up there in the conversation, but I don't know if it's because it's a 10 or if it's just because I enjoy it that much. I think I'm going to give it a solid 9.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is like even the best Coen Brothers movie. You know, what do you guys think?
I'm glad you showed me this movie. I'm really happy. All these movies have been great that we chose, I feel. So I think the scores for today are going to be really high. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I'm probably going to watch it again.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm gonna go with 7 because it's not one of my favorites, but it definitely was interesting.
Okay, yeah. That's fair. I mean, yeah, it's like a movie that like it's not there for everyone,
Yeah.
but like it's a thing that there is to watch, you know, or something like that. I don't know. Alexis, what did you bring to the table for us this week?
So today the movie I chose was 10 Things I Hate About You. It's from 1999. The movie stars Julia Stiles, Heath Ledger, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Let's watch the trailer.
Bianca Stratford is the most popular girl at Padua High.
You're asking me out?
I'm down. I've got the 411, and you are not going out and getting jiggy with some boy. I don't care how dope his ride is.
Her sister, Kat, is something else entirely.
People perceive you as somewhat tempestuous. Heinous witch is the term used most often.
The only thing they have in common
I am the only girl in school who's not dating.
Oh, no, you're not. Your sister doesn't date.
is one simple rule.
Okay, you can date. When she does.
But she's a mutant. What if she never dates?
And you'll never date. Oh, I like that.
For Cameron,
no one will go out with her.
it's a problem.
And what about him? I heard he ate a live duck once.
So you two are gonna help me tame the wild beast?
Absolutely.
Touchstone Pictures presents a story for every guy who's ever tried.
This is honestly one of my favorite movies, but what did you guys think about it?
I thought it was fantastic. I had not seen this movie before. I really enjoyed this movie. I wouldn't say I'm normally a rom-com guy, you know, but there's a couple that always have a soft spot in my heart. I am Greek, so I very much enjoy My Big Fat Greek Wedding. That's a hilarious movie to me. Also, I love Love Actually. I think it's a fantastic Christmas movie, and I enjoy that a lot. And I always think it's very funny in Love Actually how they have a kid running through the airport in like a 2002 movie. It's like maybe a little too soon. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. But 10 Things I Hate About You is very awesome. I love Heath Ledger. He's a fantastic actor, you know. I've only seen like as a guy growing up, you only seen like The Dark Knight. So it's like you're going to actually watch this other stuff now.
This is like you said, my second time seeing him. This is my first time seeing his face on the movie. And I'm like, man, he did a real good job because he gets to like not be crazy, well, as crazy as much in this movie. And I think he did real good. Everyone did great. This is a great cast. Like Hugh, I hadn't seen this movie before. I hadn't even heard of it, I don't think. Only other rom-com I'd seen is West Side Story, and I don't know if that counts because
it's a musical.
They die in the end.
Well, yeah, but maybe then, it's romantic drama, I guess, because
not so much comedy about that.
Yeah.
Unless you're weird.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of weird rom-coms. This feels like, though, like, you know, we grew up in the 2000s and the 2010s. Like, every Disney movie ever feels like it kind of revolves around this plot a little bit. So I wonder, like, this plot might have influenced a lot of that. It makes sense, too, because this is Touchstone.
Yeah.
Touchstone being famously a Disney spin-off company.
Yeah.
It's really Disney, but yeah.
Honestly, I feel like this is a more accurate portrayal of high school than High School Musical. It's not quite
absolutely.
From the spectrum of like this is High School Musical and this is 10 Things I Hate About You. High school is like right in the middle there.
I could see that. Yeah.
Because just the high school in this movie is huge, and I was like, that's a high school. It looks like a castle from medieval times.
Right.
But this movie was good. I liked it. I liked the premise. It was definitely like soaked in that 90s cheese, even though it was like it was right on the cusp of being a 2000s movie. And I was like, oh, everything just is wrapped up in a nice, neat bow in the end. I was like, I'll let it go because it's a good movie. And I enjoyed it.
I think it's a very classic rom-com because it does go along with a lot of the same themes that rom-coms go to. It's like high school, this like the nerds, the jocks, this kind of stuff.
The girl that doesn't want the boyfriend, that wants to ignore all,
Yeah, but I think they did a decent job at accurately portraying it, whereas some rom-coms are kind of over the top with it.
Yeah. Or like Mean Girls, how like in all the high schoolers, it's like they're turned up to like a 10 as
Yeah.
far as the cynical nature of it. But it's kind of that nice balance. Like you get your typical tropes with like Joseph Gordon-Levitt wants the girl, learns French to impress her, isn't quite working the most of the time. And so
one thing I will say though, this movie is very funny with just all it has so many jokes, like jokes upon jokes.
Yeah.
Even just like the cliques they have in the movie, I was like, oh, it was like, oh, the cowboys and the white Rastafarians.
Yeah.
And then the coffee. I was like, that's kind of accurate too, because we have there's like some of those cliques, not the white Rastafarians, but everyone else. Like
some of them, some nowadays, yeah, yeah.
Not on this campus, hopefully.
Yeah, they're around. I remember a couple of white Rastafarian or wannabe Rastafarian people from my high school.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Webb, and then long story short, then I went to Hardin Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Have you ever seen a white Rastafarian?
No.
It's just a Hugh thing.
I think when you're white, you end up randomly meeting these people, especially in college. Like college, they're like at UT. I remember this was been 2018, but they were everywhere, everywhere too. Everybody's like, yeah, I know Bob Marley, Peace, Love, and all that. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, name 6 songs. Name 3 songs, because they could get you the first one.
That has not changed.
Yeah.
People just being fake fans of things.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of this movie. I'm a fan of the cast. I don't know what his name was, but the guy who was helping Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I was like, that's the dude from Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and because I don't think he's changed. His voice is exactly the same. They just put glasses on him. Yeah. Honestly, he doesn't look like he aged great because he hasn't changed that much.
He did age very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had one of the best scenes. This movie is so quotable, but one of my favorite parts is when Michael, I think his name is, the guy that helps Cameron that you were just talking about, he literally they're getting ready for the party, and he's slicking his hair back, and he's wearing the tie, and he's like, what, should I lose the tie? And he's like, you look like my great uncle.
Yeah.
Which is also relatable.
Oh, absolutely.
There's been times where you're just like, tie. You want to look like your best, but
right.
It's such a good movie, such a great cast.
That's the stuff that makes me this is high school. It's
relatable.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to look nice. That's that kind of stuff is what really gives this movie its charm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, rom-com season. It's weird because usually. You kind of start rom-com season, you could really do it anytime, but you go into October, you watch your horror movies, your spooky movies, your Nightmares Before Christmases, you watch that one, yeah, absolutely.
Christmas time.
Well, both.
No.
Both. You got 3 months to watch that movie, really.
But I feel like November is the best time for rom-coms, in my opinion, just because I need something to do in between the holidays. Because you can't start watching Christmas movies till December, but you don't have anything after October because you just watched Halloween.
There's
I have
only
a friend
2
who watches,
Thanksgiving movies.
my friend's mom, she watches The Grinch whenever she feels like it. 365 days a year, she'll watch The Grinch. She'll be like, it's July. But
remember when Cartoon Network used to do that? They used to have the Christmas in July, a week of Christmas specials in the
I
middle
hate
of
when stuff does that.
it was the Nickelodeon Summer of Play.
Yeah.
It was you just switched to Cartoon Network.
Yeah. And then it's oh, we're going with Christmas right now. Okay, then you go right back to Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a classic Hallmark thing too to do Christmas in July.
Yeah, it is because that's the moneymaker is Christmas. But I feel that with rom-coms in November is a good time of it. I think this would be my 4th favorite rom-com, maybe somewhere in that area.
What would you rank it?
I think rating it, I would give it maybe an 8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah, because it's a fun movie. It's very enjoyable. It reminds me of a lot of other Disney original movies I watched as a kid too, and so it's nice to see where that all might have came from. So I like it as a solid 8. It's a little bit of a John. It's kind of a little bit of a lesser John Hughes movie.
Yeah, like Breakfast Club.
Bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 too, honestly, because it was a good movie. I'm glad I saw it. Good movie choice. But
yeah,
it was real good. There's not enough I can say about this movie. It was really good. I like it.
I think we're unanimous on the 8. It's pretty good. It's one of my favorites, but I don't want to like overshoot and say that it's like a 10. So there's things that can improve, but it also comes along with what time it was made. So
That's a very fair point. Kaleb, round us out. What did you bring? We got rom-com. We did Coen Brothers. What are you throwing in to mix this up a little bit?
A dog.
Ooh.
The movie I'll be talking about is Bolt from 2018. The movie stars John Travolta, Miley Cyrus, and Nick Swartzen. Let's play that trailer.
You're part of a TV show. Nothing you think is real is real.
Nah, not likely.
Okay, if you got superpowers, what's your best power? Can you fly?
That information's classified.
Now I'm concerned on a number of levels.
You're Bolt, the super dog!
Who are you?
I'm Rhino.
Rhino? The hamster.
Well, you know, my ancestry is 1/16 wolf with a little Wolverine in there.
Walt Disney Pictures presents...
Ring, ring. Who is it? Destiny? I've been expecting your call.
John Travolta.
There's a guard. I'll snap his neck.
Miley Cyrus.
Bolt, let's go. Nice move.
In the comedy event of the holiday season.
There's no truck that I know that can keep him bolted and Rhino. Yoink!
Walt Disney Pictures, Bolt.
Guys, well, this is one of my most favorite movies from when I was a kid. I still have it on DVD. I should have brought it in today because I just have countless memories of watching like the replay button and just the menu of it, like them in the boxcar. I've watched this movie so many times and I still love it. It still holds up today, I think, back when it was made in 2008. But I'm curious, what do you guys think of the movie?
I hated it as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, and I wouldn't say hate. Hate's a strong word, but I didn't like it. You know, came out probably around when I was like starting to start to be picky maybe a little bit with movies. You know, and it wasn't just like, oh, Madagascar's on, yay. You know, so it's like I think I hated this more as a kid because like I was a big fan of Miley Cyrus, still a big fan of Miley Cyrus, but as a kid, it was a little disappointing. I'm like, yeah, I like the dog and all that part, but then there's some stuff around the world that I didn't like. I didn't like the hamster. I still don't really like the hamster's still okay to me, but like it's that kind of stuff. What I do like about this movie now, I love the pigeons. That gag is so funny. I think that never gets old when they're standing on the nose on that billboard.
I know that dog. I'm telling you, I know that dog.
I know that dog, man.
It's
gonna come to me.
I don't understand how you didn't like this movie as a kid, because this movie is like fantastic down to the smallest detail. Like even just Mittens having like a New York accent and the pigeons having a New York accent, and wherever the pigeons go, the accent like they have the during the middle part they have the Hollywood accent, and then right at the end they got that like real Southern accent. Yeah. This movie, it was unfallible. I can tell you I'm gonna rate it. It's gonna be a 10 out of 10. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it again right after this.
That's a fair point. I think the parts of this movie also really like. Bolt's a very good character. Bolt is a fascinating protagonist to look at because you know it's sort of this odd idea of like they're thinking they're a superstar in real or a superhero when they're not. But it's a dog. Like I don't know if we've ever had that sort of any other movie. I can't think of one.
I think that was the exact pitch meeting they said at Disney.
Yeah.
We'll do the story, but make it a dog.
Yeah, make it a dog.
Do something we haven't done yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But make it relatable.
Make it a dog.
Yeah, relatable with the dog. Yeah.
Which would later lead to Air Bud being created.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No. I have no clue.
Air Bud was completely different.
Yeah. And older.
Oh, yeah.
They really milked Air Bud. There were so many of them.
I also have Air Bud, the superhero version. I have that one on DVD as well. Because they just kept making them. And you just find them at Dollar General. To be like, well, I guess I'm watching this.
Yeah. It's a nice like tongue-in-cheek movie a little bit too. Like as a big studio to be like, we're gonna make a movie about a franchise with the dog as a superhero, and then we lose the dog, so we're going to replace the dog with another dog because that's what movie companies do.
Yes.
You know, it's like if Disney would not release that in the 2020s.
No.
Or the 2010s even. Like they don't want to be that like self-aware anymore. So it's like to see this now, it was perfect for the time it was made. Like, there's no way they would have greenlit it now. They would never make fun of themselves now, but they knew what they were doing in the 2000s with that a little bit. And some of their other movies, I feel like they made fun of themselves a little bit more. But this one is definitely like a bit of a tongue-in-cheek, more so than a normal Disney 2000s movie, I would say.
I think that for like a kids movie, it's actually pretty good at like pulling at the heartstrings. Like when he notices that they have just replaced him, it's so obvious that he was like devastated.
The saddest thing ever animated.
Right.
Such a devastating
It's
face.
such a good. It's this and then Ratatouille as my favorite animated movies. I know you said you loved Ratatouille.
No.
I know you said you liked Ratatouille.
Oh, I love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is
incredible.
so good.
Ratatouille is one of those.
Ratatouille was one of the ones that I had an issue with, just like this one. Like when I was younger, I had like a really short attention span, so they weren't my favorites back then. I couldn't even get through them, but now they're pretty good. I haven't rewatched Ratatouille though, so maybe I need to.
We gotta rewatch Ratatouille. That's gonna be on the list.
Upcoming on the verdict. Upcoming on the verdict on another date. Actually, we might have reviewed that last year. Who knows? That's neither here nor there.
We're gonna review it again, but my expertise with it.
The emotion too with Bolt. Going back to that point, when Miley Cyrus is running through at the end when they're trying to leave the burning studio, and they're like, he gets to like the vent. Because he's thinking like we could squeeze out that way, and then she's just like lays down. It's like just go, Bolt, just go. And then he's like whimpering, and then he goes, he like
She's
gets
like
under the arm.
defeated at that
The
point.
dog acting in this movie is great.
Yeah,
it made me so like.
It's easy to make dogs act when they're animated.
Yeah.
You know,
it's such a good movie, and then that scene right there where they built up the super bark because they've been building up to it this whole movie, and now it's an actual super bark, and I was like, yes, good. Yeah,
that part is very good. I think there's a little bit in the middle that kind of like lulls for me a little bit, but then the beginning and the ends kind of like bring it together for me very well.
Agree.
I like the parts where they like mainly the hamster and like I'm
Rhino.
fine with the tuxedo cat too, but like
Mittens.
them I'm like I just want to see Bolt get back to Miley Cyrus, you know, and like I want to see John Travolta dog get to
John Travolta
Miley Cyrus. I think the opening too is awesome with the like starting on the show.
Yeah,
You know?
that's another like you said with A Simple Man.
Or a Serious Man.
A Serious Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
That
was 2 movies ago. We've already forgotten everything.
It's another misdirect. Because honestly,
true.
Bolt, a super dog with this girl, that sounds like something Disney would make. And you just be like watching it and like, oh, top 10 movies that flopped. And Disney, I was like, yeah, that sounds like something they would do. But this Bolt, this one definitely, I don't think it had like a major reaction, but I don't think it flopped because it's a real good movie. I honestly would give it a 10 out of 10. If I could give it 11, I would.
Yeah, I would give this maybe like a solid like 7.5. I would. It's nothing against the movie itself, really. I just like I don't know. I have high standards for Disney because I watched Lilo and Stitch a billion times, right?
Okay.
So it's like I put that to that high esteem, and it's kind of the fault with all 2000s Disney movies. At the end of the day, I have too high of regard for what I know they could have done, and so I just a little bit in that middle there, but the beginning and the end of that movie is fantastic. I'm giving it a 7.5. What about you, Alexis?
I think I'm just gonna round it off at a solid 7.
Okay.
It was good. I have some issues with it. Just again, the attention span in the middle, like you said, the beginning and the end is amazing, but the middle is just it drags a little bit.
I disagree. That's for character building.
That's fair. That is fair. But we can argue more about that off stage. That wraps up this episode of The Verdict. I hope you guys come back. Make sure you come back next week. I'm going to be leaving here this semester, so I am picking all of the movies next week. So stay tuned for that. See you then.